Welcome to the THEADUSHOW. This is the first taping of 2022. I'm excited for this to be the mark of so many other episodes that are about to be taped and filmed this year. If you're watching this or streaming this for the first time, you're in for a heck of a ride since this show is somewhat structured. However, there's so many surprises that comes with doing something like this. To do a show like this, it's very peculiar. You know what I'm saying? Last year in 2021, a lot had happened with me, and I'm going to explain that all, which is what I'm working on right now. This documentary is based on the record that I released last year on May 21st, 2021, titled My Sessions. The whole thing about the My Sessions record came about at a very peculiar time. I did not plan to release the record as early, nor did I plan to work on the record as early as I did, due to a lot of things that had happened and circumstances and just life in general that took over, which will all be explained in the new documentary titled My Sessions, the documentary. When I did the My Sessions record, long story short, it was one of the best things that had happened, which was crazy since I never did a full-on project the way I did it like that. And the process and the way I did it, I remember when I was in the process of doing the record, I told myself I want to do it exactly the way I want everything to be perceived. I was very strategic about how everything was sounding and the whole visual in itself, the whole idea behind it, the purpose for it, the message behind it. However, mainly the purpose. I was so focused on the purpose since when I did the record, at the time I did it, it came at a time, like I said, where it was very peculiar, which is why I cannot express to you guys enough how excited I am to release this documentary on how everything came about and why I did it the way I did it. The title wasn't even supposed to be My Sessions. It was a whole nother idea, and then this came about. The My Sessions documentary is in the works still, and my album, the studio record, my album is available everywhere music is sold and will be available for you to actually put it in your car and put the CD in. Actually, I'm going to get copies of that as well and hear the new music and just the cool stuff that accommodated the whole project within itself. And I love the whole developing process. I love the people who jumped in with me. I can't talk about it so much because I'm going to spoil the whole thing. I put it on repeat. I've been listening to my own music, honestly. And the way it's been all done, you can see it. There are visuals up on youtube.com, and it'll probably be up on other platforms. However, make sure to purchase and stream My Sessions, which is available everywhere music is sold. I'm so stoked, bro. I'm so excited for what's happening with this show this year and who's coming on and what's to happen, what's about to happen, what's going to come about, the surprises, the new guests, the people, the scripts. This is why I do what I do. A lot of people binge watch this show, and I'm just like, bro, that's crazy, bro. Thanks for watching the show. Thanks for tuning in all the time, honestly. When a new episode comes out, I'm taping a bunch of episodes this year, which I'm excited for. And that's why I have this show, just to do more good, bro. I just want to do more good. Wow. I don't know how long I've been talking. Keep reposting. Keep sharing the love. This is going to go worldwide. There's more of the THEADUSHOW after this. Welcome back to the THEADUSHOW. My guest for today is a YouTuber, creator, partnered with the I'm Different brand. Please welcome my friend AMARI Drew. Thank you so much for coming by the show. You are technically the first guest of 2022. I'm not explaining why it's technically technical. I'll talk about it later. What's up, man?
Man, ain't nothing much, man. Just been doing me. You know what I'm saying? Staying busy, staying productive.
I ain't gonna
Putting
lie.
out.
Right now, I had energy right before we started. We started this, and now I'm just like, no, I'm just not. I'm just
It
like,
be like that. It really be like that.
I'm like, oh, wait, get back up, dude. Don't slack. Just get back up. Look, you're in 2022. You made it. A lot of people
That's
didn't
right.
make it to 2022. The people who are
Facts.
watching this, people who are streaming, people who haven't even seen the show before, have made it to 2022, bro. It's been hectic. I ain't gonna lie
Yes,
about
it
that.
has. It has. 2021 definitely was a full year for sure.
Oh
A
yeah,
lot of surprises.
I don't
You
know
know.
if I call that clear vision or not, but I'll tell you something. It was such a learning experience in many different, various aspects of my life personally.
Facts.
That
You know.
I don't know what else I can say about that. I'm just in awe. In awe just about just getting back to this. It's just crazy.
Right.
It's just crazy. I don't know. It's just this world is just changing a lot. And when I really sit down and think about it, I'm just like, bro, it really is more than just a movie.
Facts.
Like actually, and that's one of the reasons why I wanted to bring you on first. Because when I called you last year and we kept talking and talking, and you would check up on me and I would check up on you, I literally was like, this guy got to come on first, and I'm not withholding anything. Literally, now
Facts.
I
Gotta keep it true. Gotta keep it transparent. You know what I'm saying?
right got to be real about
That's
it.
how it was. Right after the interview, we talked for like probably like what 2-3 hours. I don't even
Right.
remember for
I
real.
mean,
I know we talked a minute.
we've had conversations after conversations, convos after convos, meetings after meetings. I've talked to people over here and I was like, man, you just don't ever know what somebody is like going through. You just don't know. You just don't know anything, bro. So it's just like to see everything just play out the way it is. I'm seeing how everything's playing out. I'm seeing how everybody's operating. Because even getting back to this and doing what I'm doing, and then watching you and my friend over here and the guy who was on the show, who's coming on the show, I'm just seeing everybody, even the people who I'm associated with. I'm just like seeing everybody and what they're doing, and seeing how that can inspire me, or seeing what everybody's doing, because I feel like I are always vibing off of somebody, and I know everybody does that, but I'm vibing off of somebody. I'm always seeing what everybody's doing. I'm always checking out somebody else. A lot of the times, most of the times, I'm not even doing this. I'm checking out somebody's content, somebody's
Mhm.
music video, somebody's music,
That's right.
somebody's creative
Right.
aspect of just
You're a fan of
creativity.
art. You're a fan of art,
I
so you
love
always
art.
tune in.
I love art.
Right.
I never knew, honestly, up until I would say about a few years ago, that art can come in various aspects. Like
Yeah.
actually,
Very broad world.
because
Facts.
I always looked at it as a narrow thing, and when I saw what everybody else was doing, I was like, this is not structure. What everybody does is just art. It's simply art. And I
Hmm.
don't know how else to define that, but it's beautiful and I love it. And it's different and it's creative, it's unique, and
Right.
that's why I love it, bro. And that's why I love what you're
Facts.
doing, your personality, your creativity. Now let's talk about, speaking of your creativity, let's talk about that Miami trip that you were
Oh,
on and
yeah.
that you went. And I saw you, and I saw these Instagram photos, right? And you know how I feel about your photos because I already told you. But when the Miami ones came out, I was like, I'm actually interested. And I'm real with you now. I'm just like, I tell you that. Let me tell you something about Drew. He is real to the notch with me. He's just,
Yeah.
So I'm just like, when I
Yeah.
saw the Miami pictures, I was like, actually, these were actually dope. Like, actually,
Yeah.
like you actually did a good job, bro. So how was all that like? Were you in a museum? I'm seeing these pictures now. I'm looking at
Uh,
these pictures. I'm like, were you in a museum or something?
nah, I wasn't at a museum. I went to this. So in Miami, they have a place called the I believe it's the Design District. So went up there, went to the design district, and I mean, first of all, I was like in heaven because I'm around a bunch of just creativity and like, you know what I'm saying? You seeing all these different like name brand stores, like they got the Off-White store, they got a bunch of different stores that's in that same area. So for me, I was having like a freaking I was going nuts. But they also had like a couple of like art galleries and like, you know, a lot of sculptures and different like a lot of canvas or a bunch of stuff that I'm into. So we walked into this one place and those photos that you saw where I took my photos in that same building, but it was like two different floors. So it was like a mixture of both. And yeah, that's where it was at. But I didn't really have no specific like how I wanted to do it. Anytime I think most creative people they don't really think about what they're going to do, they just kind of do it. Same thing goes for like a
Exactly.
musical artist. It's just kind of like off the tip of your head and you know what I'm saying? I just came up with it and I just said like we're gonna rock like this. That's how I do most of my photos, you know what I'm saying? So
Right. You know what's so crazy though? Even if somebody does have a a plan and a strategic plan for what they're going after, it could always shape into something, or it can always change into something beautiful,
right.
something that was never in the vision. And so that's what I love about how you are very open about stuff. And you again, you love, and you said this, you always say this to me, you love quality. You love quality. You're over
That's right.
quantity and you love quality, and that's what I love. That's why when you always like, you always, when you watch the show, when you see what's happening, it's just like, yo, like, what's going on? What's not going on with this? I just heard that
Right.
you got new things. What you doing? And why are you tripping? So I'm just like, okay, I got you. I know what you're talking about, bro. And you keep me updated on that. And that's why I love people like you, because you guys point out those specific things. And I'm inspired by the art that you guys do and that you guys go to see and develop. And that's one of the reasons why I cannot. I mean, if you guys take a look at these pictures, these are incredible photos. And again, I'm not one that is able to take pictures all the time like that, or go see cool structural architect and the view of things. But I'm telling you, bro, I really loved it. And I'm a big guy for photography, and I even now when I even play back this show, I'm just gonna be like, I see certain things in the back over here, maybe over there, or even on the
Right.
screen. It's almost like cinematography. Is that the right word?
It,
Cinematography.
no, it really is though. It's like you said, there's multiple different forms of art and it all is in different ways, different expressions. So yeah, it basically is that though. You know what I'm saying?
Right. And speaking of trips, he agreed to come to New York with me. We'll see how this goes. So we went to New York in August. This was right after I had taped the show in another room. It was like the 40th episode. And that episode, that day that we taped that episode, was like the day after that we had to like go to bed like really early, which is not typical for somebody like me, and then get up at like 4 in the morning to hop on a train at 5 to get to New York at 9
Mm-hmm.
with, and mind you, it was not just me and my own family. It was Drew. I took Asada, who just walked in the room, and I took Sensei. I took his brothers. I took Bless Applesauce. I took Nigel Fitness. Asada's friend. I took there was a bunch of people, and that trip was such a failure. Honestly, I expected so much from that trip, and that was a business trip for me, and I laugh. I kind of laugh about it. I'm angry and happy about it because I'm glad it happened, but then I'm just like, damn.
Hey, stuff happens. Stuff happens. You know what I'm saying? That trip was more of like we tried to plan a lot business wise. Like we tried to do some modeling stuff,
Right.
try to get a lot of footage stuff. But I mean, it was just kind of like the planning that led up to it. I think was just had to be. It was just a little bit all over.
And mind you, we had about 6 hours in New York. No transportation, no
No,
bike, no skateboard. I mean, all we had was our phones and our feet. So
it was
what?
80 some degrees, 90 some degrees in New York.
Exactly.
I'm
It was
ready.
beaming hot outside. This was no joke, y'all. And it means different when you're actually going through it, because when I tell people this, I'm like you don't actually understand what I was going through, because I was actually there for business. I had a time frame, bro. You can't do everything in one day. I realized that what I was trying to accomplish couldn't be all accomplished in one day, especially because there was for one thing, there was so many, not so many distractions, but there was so much to do and so much to look forward to. So it was like, okay, I think this really is the transportation that really just got it.
Right.
And
yeah, it was just all over the place.
right, it was all over the place. It was crazy. I made him walk like 110 miles, 20, 50, 100. He'll tell you right now.
I felt like I was like in.
This is 2022. Please be real with the people. Tell the people how much I made you walk. Actually,
bro, it was like a marathon. I felt like I walked a marathon. I'm wearing some like custom pants that I had made, so them joints is like all snug,
all black. It's on his. It's on your social media page. It's like all black.
I took some pictures at New York, and it's on my Instagram. But that joint was my facial expression.
I did the craziest thing, and the crazy part about it is I didn't know how much. I don't know if I told you, but I didn't know how much I needed water or some sort of cold drink, because we stopped at Starbucks, and when we stopped at Starbucks and I got that iced tea or that green tea, man, how refreshing that was. And I'm telling you, I don't usually say that all the time, but I was actually dehydrated and I did not notice it. I was busy walking with adrenaline and huffing and puffing and leaving you behind in the crowd, and you trying to bear with me, and you were look, man, you stuck with me though. You stuck with me and you barely complained. I gotta give this guy props, because you was stuck with me and you knew what I was going for. And this guy literally, and you know, God, please reward him, because he did such like he literally like he did it though. I'm gonna give you your flowers now, because like a lot of people, I can name at least 10 people off the top of my head, man, that would literally be like, okay, so when's the time to like go? When is the time to do this? Like, because this is like, when you stick with the dude, I'm telling you, like, you hang out with me and we're actually just doing something for business. It's a hustle, and it's probably gonna even be more than what we did on the New York trip. But that's why everything y'all see about me is independent, and I can't speak for anybody else. However, again, I love that you came. I love that everybody else came. Thanks for sticking with me. Thanks for bearing through and tolerating my foolishness and all that junk.
That's good.
Oh, I forgot to tell them. So that was supposed to be an episode of the Edu Show, and it never was put together, because when we got the footage back, we reviewed it, didn't work. So it's gonna be a YouTube video, which he knows about, because he's like, when are you gonna release it? Time.
Hey, you never know.
Time. You know what I'm saying?
We'll see. I mean, you did a lot of footage in that day. I remember it.
I know, and I'm not getting rid of it, because it really was good footage, and I really loved it. And I barely talked to anybody but you. So we didn't even. We're gonna. It's gonna happen again, and we're gonna do it right this time. And we're actually gonna plan. We're gonna have stuff. It'll be better. But again, to everybody who hasn't done this or who has done this or something like this, don't rush. Don't rush. I'm not gonna say, because I didn't rush. Don't lose hope. That's one thing I learned about that trip. Don't lose hope, because just because it ended the way it ended, or it started the way it started, doesn't mean that the world is ending, that, you know, your whole life is done just because it didn't work out that one time. You know, God has a purpose for everything, and God has a purpose for everything, bro. I had to learn that. I was up last night talking about that with my brother. And we were literally talking about the same thing this trip, and I was like, bro, it's just crazy. It's again, I don't know, bro. I don't know. All right, moving on. We gotta talk about other things, but I'm still on that, bro. It's just I see footage, bro, and it's hot to me. Okay, now if you go to now if you go to the website imdifferent.store and scroll down a little, you see something that says our mission is to encourage self-love. Why is that important?
Well, for the first thing, I mean, the words "I'm different" in itself can it can be like a whole different discussion in it. It just being that simple. I'm different, but encouraging self love, of course, is one of the biggest things in claiming. Hey, I'm different. You know what I'm saying? So it's self love, it's self confidence. There's a couple other things that talk about around that topic, but that is what we want to promote, and not just the because it's not just the clothing that we're promoting, but we're also promoting a message of accepting, like, hey, I may be a little bit different, but I'm made in God's image. You know what I'm saying? I'm loved. You know what I'm saying? I'm different. I accept my uniqueness, and not only in our clothes are we going to be extremely like, hey, we're pushing the boundaries of like what is different, what is considered normal, but also, spreading that message of, hey, be who you are. You may not be liked by people, but you're like that for a reason. You know what I'm saying? And accepting who you are and just, running with it.
Right. I believe that as well. And what you contribute to the table and what can come about from this brand and the vision for this is so important. And what you said is so important. And I'm glad you expressed that to us. I'm seeing this time right now, and I'm seeing I'm a little bit over time. So I'm going to take a quick commercial break. There's more of the Adu Show after this. Stick around. Welcome back to the Adu Show. Now, as you can see in the monitor right there, Drew is literally tired as I don't know what, because he's been working all day, and I condone you for that because you are a real one. And literally, like, even off camera, he's been like, actually, I can tell. I was like, are you gonna fall asleep on me? Just finish these last few minutes with me. Hang on in there, bro. But you actually be working though, and you actually put in the work. What is I'm Different in 2022?
So this year, our goal is more so of kind of like laying out that, I feel like this past 2 years, the production of the brand has been more so of laying that foundation, of like, okay, this is where we're going. This is what we want to do. This is the kind of garments that we want to put out. And also like, okay, well, if we want to put out this kind of stuff, it needs to have a message that backs it too. I mean, you can always put out clothing pieces, but also putting out something that just has like something that like, not only does the clothing pieces have functionality, meaning like you can wear it as much as you want and different stuff, but also it has a meaning to it. So for 2022, we're just really trying to get this brand out there and get so many people to relate to it, and I wanted to have like, I mean, if the brand, let's say, was to only end up getting like, let's say a solid 50 people who just really rock with it, that's beautiful, because you have true supporters who appreciate the art, and they appreciate where it's coming from and where we're trying to go. And then that's just, it's more of a movement than anything, and the brand is going to branch out in so many different avenues in the entertainment and, art and design world, streetwear. But it's just more so to answer your question, we're just trying to lay that foundation and gravitate to an audience that doesn't even really have like a name or specific group of people, but just everybody. So whoever sees it and appreciates it, they that's it,
That's a good place to stop right there. I love it, bro. And I see, bro, can I tell you something, bro? I like when I see little snippets of what you're doing, it really does actually do something to me positive. Like, it really does do something to me, like deep down in my heart, because I see what you're doing and the little things, the details that you put into your work and what you're doing and what I'm Different's doing and what you guys are pushing out, especially in this society. The whole movement in a whole. I do, you know, I love it. I can't fake it to you. I literally, and I do, I really do. I rave about like brands like this. I talk to a lot of them. You know, I get in touch with a lot of people, with a lot of brands and a lot of companies, and it's great, especially with clothing and what they're doing. But the way that you do it is very unique, and I know a lot of people out here are doing their thing, and they're doing it very uniquely, and they're not always getting represented. And that's why I have this show, and that's why, again, that's why I wanted to bring you on, bro, because for real, if you guys go to imdifferent.store, you'll see what I'm talking about. If you follow him on everything, you guys know, you guys will know what I'm talking about. The thing that really gets me with what you're doing is how much every single photo, every single visual I see from you, it gives more energy to me to do what I do on a daily, to get up every morning. And I'm serious, bro, because it's not just because we're friends. It's not because, oh, I brought you on the show because of your brand back in 2020. Nah, but I actually really think this is dope. And shout out to all the other brands out there that I work with, that I'm associated with, that have partnered with me, that have helped me, and I've helped y'all. I'm telling you, man, what you're doing is incredible. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing it well. It looks good. Drew, thanks so much for stopping by the show. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already to Amari Drew and Amari Drew Extras, only on YouTube.com. Also, head on over to imdifferent.store for everything I'm Different. There's more of the THEADU Show after this. I'll be right back. Stick around. That's all the time that I have for today. If you would like to view clips from today's show, head on over to my YouTube channel for more exclusive content. Also, if you want to stream full episodes of this show, you can, since the show is on all streaming platforms, which are available for download on the Google Play Store and App Store. And finally, make sure to tune into the THEADU Show every day, only on YouTube.com and on all other streaming platforms available. Stay cool, live life. Until next time.